Harris is skyrocketing in key battleground states, taking the lead in nearly all of them. So let's take a look at the latest polls. Starting with the solid Republican states, we have Maine's 2nd Congressional District, West Virginia, South Carolina, Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Nebraska. At large, South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, and Utah. For the Democratic states, we have Maine's 1st Congressional District, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Illinois, Nebraska's 2nd District, Colorado, Oregon, Washington, California, and finally, Hawaii. In Nevada, Harris is leading Trump by half a point in current polls. Biden won this state by 2.4 points in 2020. Harris's slim lead could be attributed to Nevada's growing diverse population. Barring any significant shifts, she may narrowly carry Nevada in 2024, though her lead has shrunk compared to Biden's 2020 margin. In Arizona, Trump and Harris are tied, with Harris leading in the latest polls. Biden won this state by 0.3 points in 2020. The state's competitive nature reflects its changing demographics. Given the current deadlock, Arizona will likely go to Harris in this election. In New Mexico, Harris is leading Trump by 9 points. Biden won this state by almost 11 points in 2020. Harris's strong lead is due to the state's diverse population. With such a substantial margin, she is poised to carry New Mexico in 2024. In Texas, Trump is leading Harris by 6.2 points. Trump won this state by a margin of 5.6 points in 2020. Trump's lead is bolstered by the state's conservative rural areas. Should this trend hold, he will likely carry Texas in 2024. In Florida, Trump is leading Harris by 4.2 points. He won this state by 3.5 points in 2020. Trump's lead is supported by older voters and Cuban Americans. Assuming no major changes, he is on track to carry Florida in 2024. In Georgia, Trump is leading Harris by 1 point. Biden won this state by an extremely close margin of roughly 12,000 votes in 2020. Trump's slight lead might be due to increased Republican turnout efforts. Given the razor-thin margin, Georgia remains highly competitive for 2024. In North Carolina, Trump leads Harris by 0.3 points. He won the state by a margin of 1.3 points in 2020. The close race reflects the state's evolving demographics. With such a narrow gap, North Carolina is shaping up to be a battleground in 2024. In Virginia, Harris is leading Trump by around 8 points. Biden won this state by 10 points in 2020. Harris's strong lead is driven by the growing suburban population. Her sizable advantage suggests she will likely secure Virginia in 2024. In New Hampshire, Harris is leading Trump by 7.5 points. Biden won this state by 7 points in 2020. Harris's lead is bolstered by the state's educated voter base. Based on current polling, she appears well-positioned to win New Hampshire in 2024. In Pennsylvania, Harris is leading Trump by 1.5 points. Biden carried this state by 1.2 in 2020. Harris's narrow lead is due to her appeal to working-class voters. The slim margin indicates Pennsylvania will be closely contested in 2024. In Michigan, Harris is leading Trump by 2.3 points. Biden won this state by nearly 3 points in 2020. Harris's lead is supported by union workers and urban voters. Her current advantage puts her in a favorable position for Michigan in 2024. In Wisconsin, Harris is leading Trump by 1.6. Biden won by 20,000 votes in 2020. Harris's slim lead reflects her focus on key state issues. The tight race suggests Wisconsin will be a key battleground in 2024. In Minnesota, Harris is leading Trump by 6 points. Biden won by 7.1 points in 2020. Harris's strong lead is due to the state's progressive voter base. Her substantial margin indicates she's likely to maintain Minnesota in the Democratic column for 2024. In Iowa, Trump is leading Harris by 4 points. He won this state by 8 points in 2020. Trump's lead is driven by strong support from rural voters. While his lead has decreased, current trends suggest he may retain Iowa in 2024. In Alaska, Trump is leading Harris by 5 points. The former president won this state by 10 points in 2020. Trump's lead is due to the state's traditionally conservative leanings. Despite a narrowing margin, he appears favored to win Alaska in 2024. If we based our electoral map on betting odds rather than polling averages, we would see a shift in the projected outcomes for several swing states. According to these betting odds, Vice President Harris would secure Nevada, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Virginia, and New Mexico. Conversely, former President Trump would win Iowa, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Texas, Arizona, and finally, Alaska. Small shifts in the electoral map could indeed have a significant impact on the outcome of the 2024 presidential election. The razor-thin margins in several key states mean that even minor changes could swing the entire election. Consider Pennsylvania, for instance. While current betting odds favor Harris winning this crucial swing state, if Trump were to secure Pennsylvania instead, it could potentially tip the balance in his favor and win him the White House. Pennsylvania's 19 electoral votes are often seen as a linchpin in presidential elections, and its shift from one candidate to another could be the deciding factor in a close race. On the other hand, if Harris were to win North Carolina, which betting odds currently project for Trump, it would drastically lower Trump's chances of reclaiming the presidency. North Carolina's 16 electoral votes are vital for any Republican path to victory. Losing this state would force Trump to make up those electoral votes elsewhere, likely in states that have been trending away from Republicans in recent elections. These scenarios underscore the importance of swing states and how narrow margins in just one or two key battlegrounds can have outsized effects on the overall electoral map. The 2024 presidential election appears to be shaping up as another closely contested race. Both polling data and betting odds suggest a competitive landscape across key swing states. With razor-thin margins in several battlegrounds, the outcome could hinge on small shifts in just a few states. As we've seen, Pennsylvania or North Carolina could play pivotal roles. This underscores the importance of voter engagement and turnout efforts in these crucial areas. As always, the path to the White House will likely run through a handful of highly competitive states. The combination of both betting odds and swing state polling gives us the best insight into the potential winner of the 2024 election. Thanks for watching.